Hello, Dystinct Magazine readers. I'm Kat Alexander from Dallas, Texas, USA, and I'm ADHD and dyslexic, and I'm distinct. So, to tell you a little bit about myself, which is what I've been asked to do here today, I've had a successful career for over 25 years in operations management, but my best job ever is being a mom to my 4 amazing now adult kids. 3 of the 4 who are actually neurodivergent themselves. So I was 4 years old when I was diagnosed with what was then called hyperactivity and would later be officially a diagnosis as ADHD. These conditions often impact mental health, and for me, I have a physical anxiety disorder that is directly related to my ADHD. So my education experiences definitely had their challenges, as you can imagine. Misunderstandings about my learning differences led teachers to think that I was either disinterested or unintelligent. But the truth of it was that my brain just didn't work the way they expected it to. So as much as they said, focus, pay attention, do your work, as frustrated as they were that I wasn't doing those things, I was equally frustrated that I couldn't do those things. The best way that I know to describe severe combined ADHD is like having a game of pinball in my head. I've always had multiple thoughts competing for my attention at the same time, and every sound is amplified, and sitting still is a challenge. As you can tell from this video, I'm kind of a fidgety girl. Some of the gifts of my neurodiversity are big picture thinking and awesome communication skills. As well, I have a very Jackson Pollock creative kind of thinking process. And if you don't know who he is, go Google him. But I can get into a room full of people and get people super excited and creatively brainstorming with little more than a dry erase wall and some dry erase markers. So my neurodiversity also emphasized some really cool strengths. I'm very positive, I'm tenacious, I don't give up easily, I'm empathic, I'm stubborn, I'm compassionate, and I'm very much a big picture thinker. My main challenges I find especially with my ADHD, are things like time blindness. I think I can do more in 5 minutes than is truly possible, and one more thing-itis, and procrastinating and object permanence. But procrastinating is a really big one for me. So I have to set myself up on the front end with awesome brain hacks like launch pads, where I can set everything up prior to a meeting or the next day so that I'm ready to go. Pomodoro, and I don't forget anything. Pomodoro timers, body doubling, and there's a lot of really cool brain hacks once I started kind of self-advocating and digging into my own neurodiversity. So, but things that will help me so that I don't get overwhelmed with projects and information overload and sensory overload. But the very best strategy for success that I've found is self-care and being kind to myself. And it took me a really long time to learn that. And it's probably my most valuable daily practice at this point. Having lived a lifetime with neurodiversity and trying to make myself fit into whatever my environment required of me at work, at home, in relationships, at school, it was the only way that I knew how to live. And since working in the neurodiversity space for the last couple of years and self-advocating and learning at depth about my own neurodiversity, my strengths, my deficits, and acquiring tools and resources to help me manage my neurodiversity, I've come to feel so much more comfortable just being 100% my authentic self in every part of my life. So I'm passionate about eliminating this hiding in less than culture that I lived in for most of my life, and I want to make a difference for that 20% of the population that's neurodiverse. But the big thing is, my message to you is that I want you to know that you don't have to hide. It's safe to be seen, you're worth being seen, and you're worth it. So I love sharing neurodiversity experiences. I'd love to hear from you. Please feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. I would consider it a privilege to hear your story. And just remember that our differences really are what make us unique and can be our greatest strengths. So let's celebrate our neurodiversity and really continue to support each other in our unique journeys. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed the article.